you ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
You guys heard this. This is another case that's going viral. A case of a 12-year-old girl who ended up killing her 8-year-old cousin behind what? A cell phone. So we're going to watch this. This is going viral all over social media as well. And this act was caught on camera.
West Tennessee is reeling after a homicide involving children. One 12-year-old is accused of killing her 8-year-old cousin. Tonight, family and friends held a vigil for that victim in Nashville. Reporter Joyce Peterson shares what we know about that case tonight.
A 12-year-old girl being accused of murdering her 8-year-old cousin is a stunning crime in any community. But here in the small town of Humboldt, Tennessee, population 7,800, they're coming together to help this family. Pastors have been visiting the house. Neighbors are checking on them because this family is truly in shock.
No words can describe it. It's unimaginable.
Frederick Agee, district attorney in the 28th Judicial District, says the 8-year-old was found unresponsive in her bed in this house on East Mitchell Monday. Wednesday, a tipster said surveillance video from the bedroom revealed what happened. So you've seen the video?
Unfortunately, I have.
What does the video show?
It shows the 12-year-old with her full body weight taking bedding, and it appears to be that the 8-year-old is asleep. She takes the bedding and she covers the 8-year-old's face.
Did the 8-year-old wake up? Did she struggle at any point?
Yes, ma'am. There is a part in the video where we see her struggling.
A memorial for 8-year-old Demiria sits out front of her grandmother's house where the crime occurred. She was visiting from Nashville, her 12-year-old cousin visiting from South Carolina. Their grandmother says the two were inseparable. The evidence, says DA Agee, points to first-degree murder and tampering with evidence.
There is video where the 12-year-old goes and gets tissues and comes in and appears to be trying to clean the 8-year-old's body, face, and also moves the child, the 8-year-old, to appear that she was underneath the covers.
The memorial for Demiria keeps growing. Balloons in her favorite colors, her beloved stuffed animals, and the nail polish she adored. The family and police struggling to figure out the motive.
We'd ask your viewers to obviously pray for the family and also pray for our police officers and our investigators. This is really intense, and it's just not something that happens around here.
The DA says the 12-year-old appeared in court earlier today.
So they're going to charge her. People were saying that they're going to charge her as an adult. I don't know why they would, though, because she's 12. But from what's being said is this was over an iPhone. She was upset about, I don't know, having to share the iPhone, or I don't know, some type of argument over an iPhone. The grandmother just happened to have cameras in the bedroom. So if the grandmother did not have cameras in the bedroom, people would have thought that she died of an asthma attack or something happened. Now, I've said this before, and people clown me and they say I be reaching all the time. But we talk about this all the time on Discord, so I don't care what outside of Discord people think. But I've always believed that there are spirits. They travel not just through people, but through electronics, through devices. Because remember, when you die, you're just transforming, like your soul, your spirit never really dies. It just transforms into something else. Energy never dies. So I feel like a lot of entities are in technology. I just feel that way. And you guys can go down that rabbit hole. I've done deep dives on it. I did a deep dive on it like a year and a half ago. Y'all can watch that deep dive. But I feel like there's certain things that open you up, and technology is one of those. And the reason why I say that is I see too many kids I've seen videos of children where they get so upset when they don't have this electronic device. And I don't care if it's an iPhone, a Nintendo Switch, an iPad. The second you take away the electronic from them, they go crazy. Just like that teenager who beat up the teacher and put her in, put her in a coma, almost killed her because she took his Nintendo Switch. Just like the little boy who killed his mom, shot her in her head because she took his iPad away. You can take regular toys, right? So this is a stuffed animal that I have, another lion. You can take regular toys from kids and they don't behave in that manner. But take an iPhone from some of these kids, take their Nintendo Switches, take their PlayStations, take their Xboxes, the way they scream and jump up and down and break shit, that's not normal. That is not normal. And you also have to understand too, that when we're giving kids devices like iPads and iPhones, you don't understand what a lot of these kids are watching and what is popping up on their screen, right? So you're thinking your child is just on Roblox, playing Roblox, but you don't know what type of ads are popping up. How many times have I been on Twitter? And I tell you guys all the time, I thank God I'm an adult because I can somewhat deal with it. But if I was a 10 to a 14-year-old child and I'm simply going through my favorite hashtag for Taylor Swift or Little Baby or Justin Bieber, do you know how much porn pops up? And a lot of it is incestuous porn. Daddy, daughter, mom, son, siblings. I'm an adult and that shit disgusts me. So how do you guys think that these kids are processing this stuff? They're being fed so much information. They're sitting here watching so many things that have like occult symbolism and dark things in there. Who knows what that 12-year-old child, because she's a child, who knows what she was watching on that iPhone that stayed with her? See, a lot of times y'all think that y'all can watch stuff. Y'all think that y'all can see a horror movie or y'all can listen to low vibrational shit. And once you turn it off, that's it. If you're spiritually in tune and you know yourself and you can you understand how to shut certain things off, maybe you're good. But for somebody who does not understand that, that shit sticks with you. And it can stick with you in the wrong way. I don't know if I'm not making any sense here. I'm trying to I hope everything I'm saying is making sense. You don't get to dabble in darkness and think that that just comes off of you once you turn off the screen, once you turn off the phone, once you go to bed. That's why I told you guys sometimes when I edit, there's times I have to take long breaks because you're literally, especially when you're editing really heavy material, that shit there are sometimes I would not be able to sleep because you're dealing with such heavy subject matter that I have to wake up and really pray. And then I went down this rabbit hole because I'm I cannot be the only person who goes through this as an editor. And you figure I'm just editing my own personal deep dives. I'm well, how does this work for people who edit scary movies, who edit horror films, who edit shit about possessions and demons? And because every other movie that comes out is a horror flick. Let's keep it real. Ask yourself that. Why everything that comes out in Hollywood, we barely get any romantic comedies anymore, any comedic films. Everything is so dark. When we were growing up, horror movies only came out around the month of October. Am I lying? And usually it was Jason, Nightmare on Elm Street. We didn't have horror movies every month throughout the year. It came out around Halloween is when the latest horror movies would drop. Now, every other week, every other movie is a horror movie. So I went down a rabbit hole and I'm how do editors who edit horror movies, how do they deal with this? And what I found out is that they deal with the same shit that I deal with when I deal with heavy subject matter, especially matters that deal with things that are spiritual. Because a lot of those horror movies, they're based in real stuff. You're dealing with stuff with real exorcisms, real spells, real mantras. It's not just Hollywood smoke and mirrors. A lot of that's like even in the Poltergeist movie, when they did that scene when they were in that pool, they found out afterwards, the cast found out afterwards, those were real bones. Those were real skeletons from the cemetery. They weren't props. And look how that movie was haunted. Look how the young girl she died. Like half the cast is dead from the original Poltergeist cast. So again, yeah, even like, yeah, with true crime, all that stuff. That's why I take breaks, because it just started getting very heavy for me spiritually. Because you're going into the darkest depths of humanity. So you have to ask yourself, you know what I'm saying? We're not just watching this stuff. This stuff is starting to manifest in the real world. That's why I say, like, it's not like, I don't know, I'm just getting flustered. Just things are manifesting. Things are manifesting. A lot of stuff is. A lot of the people that you see out here, they're not always human. They're in human form, but they're not always human. But yeah, we're living in scary times. And I just feel like the technology is really affecting the youth. The fact that I mean, think about this. This is a 12-year-old girl. You go into your little cousin's room and you smother her. The fact that she had that much strength, it takes a lot to like strangle and smother somebody. That's a very intimate crime. As somebody who watches true crime, that is a very intimate crime. It's very easy to shoot somebody. It's even somewhat easy to stab somebody, but to physically smother or strangle somebody, that is a very intimate crime. That is a crime of passion. That is a crime of hate. You have to you're literally feeling that person's life, their life force, their energy drain out of their body. And that, I'm not trying to be disgusting or graphic. I'm just keeping it real. You're literally feeling the life drain out of them. So for a 12-year-old to do that to an 8-year-old, that is some sick demonic shit. And then on top of that, she knew enough to clean up the crime scene. She went and got paper towels to wipe off the little girl's face because the little girl had been crying. And then she positioned her in a way where when the grandmother looked in the room, she assumed the little girl was still asleep because she had blankets over her head. You know, like when you're asleep, you don't want to be bothered, you put blankets over your head and you're sleeping to the side. So the grandmother is seeing a silhouette of this baby, thinking, okay, she's still asleep, she's still asleep. Well, now it's afternoon and she's still asleep. Now let me go check on my grandbaby. And she goes in there to wake her up and she's dead. A 12-year-old did that. That's not normal. These kids are being exposed to so much stuff at younger and younger ages. They don't know how to turn it off. They don't know the difference anymore between the real world and the internet in some cases. It's that bad. That's why I tell you guys all the time, you need to understand who you're following and what they are influencing you to do. Because that word influencer gets thrown around so much. I'm an influencer, I'm an influencer, I'm an influencer. Yes, you are. Okay, damn, we get it. But what are you influencing people to do? So you need to watch who some of these kids are watching, who some of these kids are being influenced by. And you need to start having real conversation with your kids as well, especially about spiritual stuff. Because the spiritual attacks, they're only going to get worse and worse as the days go on, especially going into this new 2025.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.